All right, shalom, shalom. Call Loyam Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, I can push and work in truth and sincerity. All right, so the name of this one, I'm going to call it Tensions Running High. Okay, I ran into a few videos just showing you the state of, Babylon, man, as we live in it. All right, tensions are really, really running high. All right, and the elite are really, the Lord has put it on their spirit to sabotage this place, America, Babylon the Great. All right. And I can't play this video. I know they're going to give me a strike, but I do kind of want to play a smidgen uh, just so you can get some context and get a visual on how high the tensions are. But what I'm going to do is, since I'm kind of, editing a few videos, putting a few videos together, so I can go ahead and put on Odyssey, and you'll see the entirety on Odyssey, and Lord willing, I can. Don't forget to put the link in the description box. All right, and I'll have that prepared for you, Akim. So this is just a testament. All right, we see these events taking place as a testament to the downfall of this place and what the Lord said was going to happen. Man. All right, so I'm gonna play just a little bit, a smidgen, because they say some things that I know I'm gonna get a strike for. So you know, some things concerning Biden and pedophilia and all this other stuff. So but I ain't gonna. I'm gonna say that for the Odyssey channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and play just a little bit, and I practically could start anywhere. And look at that, 144.
Mitt Romney. I see Jeb Bush. I see Paul Ryan. These are rhino scumbags. You know what else I see? I see Ron DeSanctimonious. DeSanctimonious. Trump made DeSanctimonious. A very disloyal guy. He's a puppet for Jeb Bush. Low energy Jeb Bush. He's a puppet for Mitt Romney. And he's a puppet for Paul Ryan, who's on the board for Fox News, who got rid of Tucker. And Tucker's ratings went up times 10 since they got rid of Tucker. Biggest mistake they ever did. Trump, the first black president, the first president actually for the blacks. The actually first president for the blacks.
See, and you see the divide. All right, you got Biden's crew, Trump. I mean, if you have been paying attention, which is interesting to pay attention because it shows you how intricately the Lord is demolishing this place from the inside out, and we know and understand that from what the scriptures say. Prophecy shapes the world that we live in, and that's what we have to understand coming from all of this. We don't have to get into details, but it's good to understand what's going on. These people are divided. You got people that believe in Trump, that know what Trump is trying to do, which he's part of the deep state as well. They're elitist, all right, and you got the elite fighting against the elite. All right, so there's something to watch as well. All right. And you got these people that are pro Biden. All right. And Biden, they're sabotaging this place, man. They're spiritually, morally. All right. They're waxing this, they're putting the wax on this place. All right. Or waxing they're putting the final touches on it, so to speak, Salaki. All right. And this is all leading to one thing, and it's a sure sign of the downfall of this place. All right, so as you can see, they're arguing amongst each other. I'm playing another clip.
How you feel about people like that? Those are just low IQ people. It's just low IQ. Beta male energy, huh? Low IQ.
And this is going to set the stage for civil unrest, and it's going to get bad out here. It's going to get bad out here. All right, and that's why I named it. The tensions are running high. All right, tensions are running very high, and people's blood is boiling. And they make mention of all these immigrants that's coming in, and they was he was basically saying there's immigrants coming from prisons in South America, and he's talking about people coming from psych wards. And I don't know how true it is, but there's a lot of crazy people already in America. All right. And when shit hits the fan, all right, which we know that these are all generated things, all right, to sabotage this place. But the Lord put the spirit on these people, which makes this so dynamic. It makes it so much more interesting. It makes it so much more greater. All right, because it shows you the works of the Lord. All right, very intricate. Okay, and you know I had a few precepts. Let me play just a little bit more, Salaki, for the long being long.
Thank you.
Like round meatball?
Yeah, definitely a round meatball.
So what would you say to Merrick Garland right now? And how do you feel about Merrick Garland not pressing charges against Joe Biden? Oh gosh, you know what? We're Americans.
You're no American.
I am an American, sir. I love my fellow American. I love
How much is George Soros paying you?
I love you.
How much is George Soros
No,
paying
you
you?
don't.
Yeah, I do.
Somebody that has nothing.
Is it
American? I have nothing also, sir.
So why
is
you
it per
voting
video you get
Right.
on that Soros pays you?
And that's right. These people ain't got nothing, but they're fighting over these divided lines. Now, look, you're gonna have to go and watch this video on the Odyssey channel, man. Lord willing, y'all catch that. You know, I got two of them. All right, because Lord is bringing division, and I did a lesson on the division of this place maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. All right. So what Matthew 12 and 25, it says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right. And that proverb holds true. All right. Especially for the times that we live in. We at the end. All right. We are at the end. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's continue. All right. So Luke 12. All right. 12. 49. Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? All right. And I said this is a pretense for civil unrest, and it's gonna happen bad. You got these Americans that's against each other. You got those that's pro Biden, got pro Trump. Look, we ain't on no side. We're giving you the details and why this thing is going on the way it's going on. Because again, prophecy shapes our world. And it's prophesied that the Lord was going to bring division, which we're going to get into. All right. So I'm going to skip up a verse. So that fire is already kindled. All right. Which is either turmoil and the chaos that's going on on earth. And the Lord is bringing more fire. All right. Just point that out. All right. Luke 12 and 50. But I have a baptism to be baptized with. And how am I straining till it be accomplished? All right. Because Yahushua had to go through his straits. All right, he had to go through very difficult times. He was acquainted with grief. All right, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. All right, and so you got people pushing for coming together, and they're pushing for They're talking about peace. There ain't gonna be no peace. Okay, There's not gonna be any peace. All right. And that's just how it is. Okay. It says, so the Lord is what? But rather division. Okay. That's what the Lord is bringing. Okay. And so these are signs for us. This is a reassurance for us. Okay. This is reassurance. Okay. Because every nation outside of Israel who spoke proudly against the Lord, who's doing proudly against the Lord is bringing them to their knees. And we're seeing it all happen right in front of us. All right. So it says, from henceforth there shall be five in one house divided, three against two, and two against three. And I'm telling you, in America, that's how it is. It's exactly like that. You got people in the house, same household, who pro Biden, pro Trump. All right. And all I can tell you is, look, we ain't rooting We rooted for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and it looked like he winning, all right? Because he put it on their spirit to be divided. Okay, and that's the point here. All right. Father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, and the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. All right, and that's the condition. That's that's what's going on right now as we speak. All right, so I may hit you with a little bit more. Let's see.
How do you know who I voted for, sir?
It doesn't matter what the fuck you
I can take a few
voted for.
guesses by what you're wearing.
Because guess what? By the what you're wearing and by the way you're acting and conducting yourself, you're not acting like a real American.
Okay.
Here's what we can agree on.
Fuck Biden.
You're either an American or a Democrat, but there's no way to be both. There's no way to be both.
Let me interject one thing. Either America comes together or it's over. Good night.
There's no meeting in the middle.
You hear what he said, right? Either it comes together or it's over. Guess what? Finito, it's over. All right, ain't nothing no one can do to save this place. All right. Isaiah 14:4, and what we can rejoice at this. We can definitely rejoice at this. Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon. All right. Here, I'll start at 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. This is dealing with Israel. All right. Daniel 9:12. Nobody has dealt with the treachery and tyranny that we had to deal with. We were on the back end. We were on the front of tyranny from all these different nations, the heathens. All right. And now the Lord is saying, what? And that day, and it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. All right. And this is what the Lord has promised us, giving us rest from our sorrow. All right. All right. So it says, that's what we're on the cusp of. All right. And from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. This is all this turmoil, all this division, all this chaos that's going on. This is where we start to see the Lord's word come to pass. This is where we're starting to see. This is where we're supposed to be rejoicing. Okay, to say the least. All right. It says that thou shalt take up this parable, or excuse me, proverb against the king of Babylon. And what is a proverb? Exactly. All right. Here, I'm going to look it up on the etymology online. Okay. Yeah, let me look it up on here. All right. What is a proverb? Okay. Here it says, let's see. It says a common saying, old adage, maxim, literally words before. All right. So it's a common saying that what? That this place is going to be brought down. All right. That thou shalt take up this common saying or proverb or common saying against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. All right. So it's a common saying. How is this place falling the way it's falling? And that's all you hear among these MAGA guys. He goes on to say the only thing that can survive is MAGA extremism or something like that. All right. And you know the news is they're gonna play on that like a mother. You know, so yeah, it's gonna get real ugly, man. It's gonna get really ugly out here. A lot of people are gonna be arrested. It's gonna, soon enough, you're gonna see people getting assassinated. All right. All right. So you heard it here first, okay? It says, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, and this we can rejoice, okay? All right, this we can rejoice. We know the Lord is bringing down the pride of this place. He's doing all sorts of things to bring this place to its knees. Call on him by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, It's time, man. All right, it's time. Okay, it's time. It's overdue, and then this is something that we can rejoice in. This is a victory. Why? Because the Lord is very, very powerful and very, very keen, and His word is very, very true. All right, Psalm 60:9. Who will bring me into Edom? I mean, Slaki. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? All right. Okay, and this is applies to David because I was reading in the commentary that uh, Edom's Petra was heavily fortified. All right. Okay. It says here the strong city. When David speaks of the fortified city, he can only mean Petra, the most inaccessible and apparently impregnable mountain stronghold of Edom. All right. And it is still this day. All right. They're at the height of their power. All right. And you can say this is a perpetual sense because we can't apply it to now. All right. But in the context, this is what David was saying about Edom. All right. Because he conquered Edom. All right. In his time. It says only God could give victory over a fortress like that. It's the same thing as Babylon. And David knew it. So he cries to God, acknowledging that the help of man is worthless. Right? So you can't do anything. That's why the weapons of our warfare aren't carnal. All right. The weapons of our warfare is spiritual, mighty to the pulling down of strongholds, as it says. Verse 10, will not thou, O God, which hadst cast us off, right? Because it's the Lord that bring down. It's the Lord that bringeth up. And now Edom is going down and we're coming up. You see, even though it's through turmoil. All right. And that's how the Lord, that's how he does it. It says scarcely we're going to be saved, scarcely saved. All right. And I believe that word scarcely is dangerous. All right. Depicting the times and the event. All right. So it says, O God, which didst not go out with our armies, right? Give us help from trouble. How much more do we need help in the times now from trouble? Because as long as this society keeps going, the more people is going to destroy. Micah 2:10 says that. All right. But this is not your rest, for the city will corrupt, it will destroy you with an utter destruction. Some to the extent of that. Micah 2:10 again. Give us help. All right. Psalms 60:11. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man, right? Ain't nobody gonna bring this man down by uh, any type of weapon. Ain't no man is gonna bring Esau down. Who can make war with the beast? All right. And the Lord has set it up so to where they're sabotaging their own society and bringing in immigrants and bringing in these change agents or agent provocateurs. That's a better word to say, to depict what was going on. They're bringing in agent provocateurs to bring chaos to this world. All right. And they're thinking they're doing it, sabotaging it, putting and saving their families. As I think it's Job 20 that said, trying to save themselves from the power of death. All right. By cutting off many people. Oh, that might be Obadiah. I'm not sure exactly. Okay. But the elite are trying to cut off the society, cut off the people in society, the regular Joe Schmo, the common folk, all while saving their own families and saving their asses, and building their wealth up in the times to come. In the wrath to come, they're saving themselves, right? But that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna help because this is the Lord's work. He's putting on their hearts to sabotage this place. And all in the meantime, in between time, they're sabotaging their own selves. They're bringing them their own selves to their knees, right? Though through God we shall do valiantly, for He it is that shall tread down our enemies. All right, and that holds true to the times that we're living in now. All right, okay. So who will lead me into Edom? It ain't gonna be men, right? How we gonna bring down this society? It's gonna be through the Lord. Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashim Kakadash. Call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashim Kakadash. All right. Okay, next precept here. Because I kept mentioning Job, right? it's the Lord that put this instruction in their minds. Job 33:14, for God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instructions. All right, and so that's essentially what the Lord has done. He sealed their instructions. And now, what are they doing? They're doing the bidding of the Lord. They ain't doing what they want to do. They think they're being, all right? They think they're doing the bidding of the Lord, but that ain't happening. It ain't happening, chat. Trust me, that is not happening. All right? We know what Proverbs goes into. Proverbs, I think it's 28. As the courses of the river, so is the Lord's hands in the heart of man, and some to the extent of that. You know, uh, the Lord has control, man. All right, and that's what we have to understand. That's why we're not going to fret um, when these evils come. All right, let's see here. This one, because I don't remember that one. Daniel 4:17. Because the Lord, it says here, the matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. All right. Okay. So it's the Lord that, he's the one that's bringing up. He's the one that bringeth down, and he ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right. Basic, plain and simple. Okay. So we can definitely see this as a victory. I know I did a lesson on this a while back, but it's, somewhat of an update. Lord willing, y'all can catch this video on Odyssey. All right, I'm gonna put it up in its entirety. That way you can watch the whole thing and just get a visual of the state of the beast, Babylon. I should say it like that, the state of Babylon. Okay, as it is today. And hey, we're close. We're drawing closer. All right. So I'm gonna end on this precept. This is 2 Ezra 4:26. And it reads, it says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. Right? Nobody understanding why these things are coming. They can't comprehend what's coming after all this turmoil. All right. The Lord is setting up his righteous. The Lord is already set up the world to come. All right. Now he has to put the final moves into play, which he's doing. The Lord is a grand chess player. He's the ultimate divine chess player. And everybody else, well, they just chess pieces and pawns. Okay. All right. And the Lord is about to make his move. All right. And he's about to allow this devil. He's about to make his move with this devil. See, this is chess, not checkers. And as he's making his move with this devil, well, sometimes you got to sacrifice the queen in order to win the game. All right. So it says, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasted fast to pass away. And as we see, and that's what we're saying with these people, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. We see that. All right. How they trying to wipe away history, slavery. They're trying to wipe it from the books. How they bringing in this immoral apathy. All right. Where people have no feeling. They have no, as the scriptures say, and they have no, I forget exactly how I say. I think it might be in people, but they don't have no feeling and common, how can I say, they just don't have no feeling. All right, I'll just leave it at that. Fuck it. All right, Satan trying to take words on my head, but fuck it. Right, verse 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. Yeah, man. You said you got big pharma who, you know, uh, these big corporations who manufacture disease and people suffer. All right, they make money off of people suffering. They make a monopoly off of people suffering. All right, who want to live in a world like that? You know, a moral world where the society is built off, uh, you know, as the elders say in Dallas, predatory capitalism, and prey on people's ignorances and weaknesses. All right, that is that. This is a low. This is that the world is at an all-time low. This is horrible when you really put things in perspective and really, start to put things all, think about all these things at once that's happening at once. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown. All right, and that evil was sown through who? Esau. All right, it was sown through Esau. Okay, all right, going as far back as his first empire was first really a real established empire where he ruled the world was the Greeks through the Greeks. And First Maccabees goes into that, how wickedness increased after Alexander died. All right, and they continue to perpetuate that wickedness throughout the earth after the Lord had pretty much allowed them to reign in the earth for the little time that He has, according to Revelations 20. All right, because they were bound 1,000 years. That was the Byzantine Empire. All right, that was what they call the Dark Ages, all the way up into Constantine around 327, 29 AD, leading up to the iconoclasm, the Renaissance, and Renaissance Christianity. All right. All right. So here we go. It says, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. For it said, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, right? So this place has to be turned out upside down. And there's a reason why this place is being turned upside down. All right. It says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, all right, because it has to be turned upside down so it can pass away, then cannot it come that is sown good. All right. Hey, there you have it, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right. Till next time, I say Shalom. Call Lord Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. The water, the water, the water. We're definitely seeing the Lord work. Shalom.